FIFA is extorting businesses in Mexico and pushing them to the brink of bankruptcy.
Restaurants and businesses that broadcast 2026 World Cup matches will be fined nearly 30 million pesos. Mexican authorities warned that establishments that improperly use elements related to the World Cup could face financial penalties of up to 29.3 million pesos.
We're talking about more than, how much? $1.5 million. It's crazy. A total daylight robbery. Just imagine, just for broadcasting World Cup matches. But that's not all because guys, please brace yourselves for this.
We were blocked, we were covered up and excluded. I'm Sergio, and I'm in charge of the business Los Siete Pozoles, which is located here at our branches, in this area, here in the historic center of Guadalajara, on Plaza Fundadores. There it is, behind some fences. We were excluded, but the issue that troubles us most today is that we were deceived. Let me tell you, 8 months ago, there were remodeling works here at Plaza Fundadores in Guadalajara, and since then, the municipal authorities approached us to tell us that it would be worth it, that it would be 8 months, that it would be just a few months of inconvenience, and there was. There was dirt, there was noise, there was debris, there were countless hardships that we had to endure. But above all, the loss of sales. We were in the red and practically just surviving. How did we do it? I don't know. We made it through. We were always told it was for the greater good, benefiting all tenants and downtown's economic growth.
Well, guess what FIFA did there? They put up a wall.
Well. And what a surprise. It turns out that last Wednesday these fences appeared. They worked at night. The day before, they called us to City Hall to tell us that it would all be worth it. They said they'd bother us as little as possible, wouldn't put up fences like at other construction sites blocking our businesses, and would leave some of the planters in place. There would be enough space since it was the entrance for many people. And none of that happened. It turns out this shows up, they work at night, they don't apply it on Tuesday, and on Wednesday this appears, May 27th. I also want to mention that a few days ago, there were reports on TV and in newspapers saying that the fences in the downtown area, which were bothering several shopkeepers, had already been removed. That's not true. I want to deny it because here is the proof, and many of the businesses and shops downtown are still being blocked, including mine.
Businesses that are barely surviving. Businesses run by hardworking people who provide jobs. Small business owners, small entrepreneurs are the ones who keep Mexico moving. Not the politicians. The politicians steal. These are the ones who really keep Mexico moving. They are the engine of the country. And look at what FIFA and the government are doing to them. Unbelievable. What a shame this is.
And that part is current. Here's the proof, and they didn't remove the fences.
Blocking their business. What a shame that they spent 8 months in the red because obviously there were renovations and people weren't going. And now suddenly they put up a fence when it's supposed to be the time when there will be more people, more tourists, more activity in the area. They put up a fence so people can't get through. Unbelievable, guys. What FIFA is doing is just shameful. And you know what's worse? That when the taxes come, as always, we're going to have to pay. These people are going to have to pay. It's unfortunate, but that's reality. And for what? For nothing, because obviously the politicians are going to spend it on their son's sneakers, on their mistress, on trips. That's what the politicians are going to spend it on. On you? Not at all. Of course not. Politicians don't care about the people. That's the reality. They're thieves by nature. Now let's continue.
The reason? FIFA is the only organization authorized to grant permits for the commercial use and public display of the official tournament content.
By the way, there's something interesting. A politician already came out. I think she's the president or something like that. From the municipal government of Cancun, apparently, saying that at least in Cancun, they are not going to go after commercial establishments that are broadcasting the World Cup. Stay tuned.
Yes, but I want to tell all the restaurant owners,
everyone, all of you, that's how you say it.
From our city, that the municipality of Benito Juarez will not charge any permit fee or quota for broadcasting any World Cup match.
I think that Benito Juarez is the name of the municipality where the city is located for those who aren't from Mexico.
The municipality does not have the authority to make a charge of this nature. Also, there is no agreement, authorization, or municipal provision in this regard.
Okay, the government of Cancun, at least the one in Cancun, is not going to charge restaurant owners. Look, that's one good thing, right? Out of several. Unfortunate news, if you have a business in Mexico and you're planning to broadcast World Cup matches, be careful because you could face $1 million fines for the improper use of elements protected by intellectual property rights. The official authorities for the protection of intellectual property have warned that during the World Cup, the use of brands, images, and content registered by FIFA will be monitored. What can't you use? What will you be able to use? Using official FIFA logos, the mascot, the trophy, emblems, or registered fonts. Rebroadcasting streaming signals or unauthorized broadcasts from other countries. Promoting events by claiming they are official or exclusive broadcasts without authorization. Setting up giant screens accompanied by advertising or sponsors related to the event without obtaining the corresponding license from FIFA. It's a cash grab, all according to the law. Exactly, what FIFA does is incredible. Someone here also makes a great point. FIFA avoids taxes, uses volunteers to skip salaries, charges high prices for tickets and broadcasting rights, and still makes these ridiculous statements. I completely agree. And watch out, do you remember how FIFA was selling us the idea that this was the World Cup for the fans, the World Cup for the people? Funny, isn't it? I mean, expensive tickets. You can't even get close to the stadium. And if you say, hey, you know what? I want to go to the restaurant to watch the game because that's the only option I have left. Well, it turns out that in many places you won't even be able to do that because restaurants will have to pay to be able to broadcast it. The level of craziness with FIFA is unbelievable. This is at least in the 3 main cities, not in the 3 host cities in Mexico, which will be Guadalajara, Mexico City, and Monterrey. Obviously, I imagine that some restaurants won't care and will try to show the matches anyway. Either way, but they risk $1 million fines of up to 30 million pesos, more than 1.5 million US dollars. Imagine owning a taco shop, they'd ruin you. I mean, FIFA would bankrupt you with that. It's really harsh. And please, pay attention to this. Tepito, which is a street market or a place where they often even sell knockoff clothes, is being sued by FIFA.
That Tepito is being sued by FIFA.
What's up with
The
operation?
Nope.
Well, one day out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, they showed up. Honestly, I'm not lying to you. They closed off the whole street with patrol cars, everything.
Do you remember we reported that FIFA was going crazy over the piracy issue? Just look at this.
They started taking away their merchandise because, well, at the end of the day, it's counterfeit merchandise. It's the same quality. You go to the store and see the same quality.
If you put an original jersey in front of me, dude,
And one from Tepito?
It's exactly the same. Yeah, exactly.
it's not exactly the same, but yeah, honestly, people or the vast majority of people might not even notice the difference, at least at first glance. That's the level we're talking about. That's why FIFA is panicking. That's why FIFA is very worried about the issue of counterfeit jerseys too. And watch out, because even here they're saying Platanito in check because of the World Cup. FIFA is threatening Mexican restaurant owners.
The broadcasting of the matches above all, because you can't just open your place and show the match. You have to have a special license where you can't profit from anything related to the World Cup, to FIFA, to the World Cup itself. You can't use logos. You must be very careful when promoting your event. And if you're going to sell products, you need to have a license. You need to pay a special fee so you can broadcast the game and sell in your restaurant. So
It's crazy. So,
it's very confusing how the situation is right now.
do you have your beer? Are you going to?
Going to stream.
With your matches?
Yes, and we had to pay, with the TV station we're going to stream it with. You pay a license where you can broadcast the match.
So, you had to pay for a license to broadcast the match. Wasn't it supposed to be the People's World Cup, the World Cup for everyone? That's how they sold it 8 years ago.
And that's it. The only thing you really can't do is charge a cover fee. You can't do that. You can't charge a cover. You can sell your food, your drinks, but you can't charge a cover.
Okay? Incredible what FIFA is doing. These guys have a brutal stomach growl. Ladies and gentlemen, see you next time.